Forget MVP. Who's getting my vote for MLS Coach of the Year? You're watching MLS Now. Forget Bradley Wright Phillips. Forget Landon Donovan, Robbie Keane, Obafemi Martins, Lee Nguyen, and Bill Hamid too. Feel free to squabble about the always contentious MVP race right down there in the comments section. For the next few minutes, the focus is on the men who pace the sidelines, the men who make the big decisions, the men in the running for the MLS Coach of the Year. But you know what? There is one thing the Coach of the Year race has in common with MVP. Everybody's got an opinion. And more importantly, everybody's got a different metric for deciding who deserves the honors. Should it go to the managers who are chasing history, their team's seasons defining greatness in MLS as it stands in 2014? If so, go ahead and limit the race to LA's Bruce Arena and Seattle's Siggy Schmidt. The elder statesmen, yeah, they'll just go head-to-head for the award in late October. Back-to-back games that'll likely decide the Supporters' Shield. And if you go on that logic, the Coach of the Year race. But hey, those two already have 5 of the 18 coaching awards ever given out in this league. And it can't be that hard winning with 3 DP-laden teams that feature LD, Kino, Omar, Deuce, Oba, and Ozzy, right? Maybe you'd rather give the plaudits to coaches who took over middling to downright bad teams and turned them into legit playoff contenders. In that case, FC Dallas' Oscar Breja has a legitimate shout. FCD's talent, well, it saw him miss the playoffs by 7 points last year. With 4 games to go, after basically standing pat in the offseason, Breja's already got them 4 points above that total. And he's got a playoff place in the rough and tumble West, all but sewn up. Then there's the Crew's Greg Berhalter, who, from all indications, has changed the culture in Columbus in just his first year on the job. They may not have an accomplished center forward, but hey, the Crew are dangerous, they're fun to watch, and they're likely on their way to the playoffs despite cashing in on one of the best players at the World Cup in Giancarlo Gonzalez. Then there's the man who presided over, I'll say it, an MLS dumpster fire in 2013. I mean, that thing was flaming. Honestly, bad doesn't do DC United's historically dire season justice. 3 wins, now the league marked for futility. 24 losses, negative 37 goal differential, and yet Ben Olsen persevered. And now, barring some crazy change in circumstance the next month, Olsen's getting my vote for MLS Coach of the Year. Why? Because erasing the stink of failure this quickly is just as unprecedented as DC's misery a year ago. Because along with GM Dave Casper, he took an honest look at his roster and he rebuilt MLS vets, the kind of players who'd refuse to tolerate another barren season. Because his was the first team to book its place in the CCL knockout stage after we, all of us, bemoaned the fact that their US Open Cup victory qualified them for the competition in the first place. Most importantly, because DC are atop the East, arguably the 3rd best team in the league, less than a year after being undoubtedly the worst. To me, more than historic but expected greatness in LA and Seattle, and more than first-year turnarounds, that matters, and it gets my vote. Who's your MLS Coach of the Year? What does your vote hinge on? Have it out in the comments section below.